I'd like to preface this overview by stating that this isn't an in-depth technical spec dive on this camera, more so is this my overview having had used this camera for 3 months. Now there's an abundance of spreadsheets and mechanical analysis of this camera on the internet. There are, however, few personal accounts on actually using this camera, at least from a photographer's standpoint. Now the Lumix LX10 is fine. In fact, it's perfectly fine. My original script for this video lamented how banal everything about this camera is. How perfectly normal and middle of the road it is. I took it from an offensive stance instead of seeing how much of an asset all these features really were. The LX10 is a quiet kid in your sophomore year math class. While half the room are focusing on trying not to kill themselves and the other on trying to kill the teacher, the LX10 is getting its work done quietly. It never reminds the teacher about last night's homework, nor does it throw half-chewed erasers at her back while she struggles to explain quadratic formulas. Last semester's expo markers evaporating at the same rate as the school's budget. The LX10 just wants to graduate. Now I received this camera used off eBay as it's hard to find a camera from 2016 brand new, and so far I've never had the desire to purchase a camera brand new. At first use, I found the original battery a tad too short, so I bought an extended battery. Now the camera can live for several days in my bag, so I allow it. I appreciate the Lumix LX10 for everything it does, because it does it all acceptably. The image quality is good for the 1-inch sensor, the built-in stabilization is nice for the low-light shots that I refuse to use flash on. The tilty bounceable flashes is a necessity for the backlit golden hour photographs I take. I normally don't trust any camera above 400 ISO, as I've been institutionalized by my dinosaur of a Nikon D3, and this tiny sensor camera is no exception. Now, as I was attempting to sell this camera off for my next purchase, I came to a realization. I think it's due to the fact I had to enter sleazy salesman mode to hype this camera up, but along the process I told no lies to anyone. The LX10 is a good camera. It did everything I needed with an added bit of flair, no matter how hard I previously tried to deny it. The wide-to-zoom lens was sharp on both ends of the aperture. The zoom was a good feature on a compact camera, even though I favor primes having had shot with a 28mm lens on my Fuji XF10 since February. Shooting video on something besides my iPhone was a nice experience. All in all, the Lumix LX10 is a fine camera, if not a bit underrated in the sea of 1-inch sensor compact cameras. And if I had no other choice to daily with, I'd gladly use it.